available? I'm still available. I'm still around.
Thank you, everybody, and welcome to today's Sorell Planning Authority, the first one that's being recorded and telecast. Thank you. Attendance-wise, we have apologies from Councillor Casada, Councillor Reid, I'm not sure on, and Councillor Reynolds is an apology also. Thank you. Confirmation of the minutes of the 5th of March 2024. Can I have a mover for this, please? Councillor Campbell and Councillor Gaddar, thanks. Any comments on those minutes? Taken as being read and acceptance. All those in favour? Thank you. Declaration of June. No, silence for duly noted. Thank you. In considering the following land use planning matters, the Sorell Planning Authority intends to act as a planning authority under the Land Use Planning Approvals Act of 1993. 5.1 is 579 Primrose Sands Road. We'll move it this, please. Councillor Campbell, Councillor Gaddar, thank you. And open the floor for discussion. Can we had a question earlier, I think, on that email that you might like to ask?
I was just wondering if this one is going to come back to us for a rezoning to residential use instead of like business.
Thanks, Fred. So that would require a scheme amendment, a formal scheme amendment, which is a different process altogether. As you see in the report, it's been identified within 2017 and then the 2019 land supply study for it to be allocated as local business due to multiple reasons. One, it being within that identified activity centre, it being in close proximity to community purpose zone, and then also some other local business. So yeah, it would require basically, I'm sure it would require an application for a scheme amendment in the future, if that was to occur.
And that might take it to come back to a separate issue.
Yes.
Not part of this, of course, yes. So this is assessed on the present situation.
Yeah, just following on from that and our discussion with the land also possibly turned into business, zone business. Would that then give this piece of land be more plausible to be residential then, if we have another section that's business zone opposite?
That's a question that is difficult to answer, but as I said, this particular site was identified within the land use supply study, and importantly, it was just this site that I identified. And once again, it's probably been identified for multiple reasons, but that location is actually, well, it is at the intersection of those two main roads. And it's across the road from other sites which are zoned local business. So yeah, specifically that site is maybe interpreted differently and has been.
I suppose I was just thinking of giving the owner a little bit of something there that maybe in the future that if you wanted to be residential.
And it is quite a large site as well. Where some of the other sites don't have those properties.
Thank you.
Yes, the way I looked at it was that Primrose has a great shortage of land zoned for this sort of use. And I know we are doing structural plans down that way out here, looking at all GM, and which identify possibilities of the future needs for these settlements of Primrose, but at this stage, it just needs to be researched. Is there any other comments from the floor at all? No, in that case, I will put the motion as recommended for refusal. All those in favour? Passed unanimously. Thank you. 5.2, plan scheme amendment. Whole of the municipal area. I'll move this committee, Councillor Reid, and second, Councillor Nicholas, thanks. We have a rotation of planners in and out of the seat for round two. I might open up by saying that I thought this was much more sensible where the measurement didn't really have any terms on the setback of the waterways to the height of the bank, so I think originally it was just a measurement, wasn't it? Not a case of, yes, rounding by point where now it's actually worked to the waterways and the setback off them.
Yes.
Any other comments from around the floor? Councillor Gatos, yes?
I've got a question about the inland wetlands.
One that's not there, or the one that is there?
One that was there. So there's one being identified on page 22, figure 5. That wetland is no longer existing because of the plantation, changing the ecosystem around the plantation and the reduced rainfall. So, and that wetland was originally identified as low value anyway by the Conservation of Freshwater Ecosystems value. I tracked it down on that. That's where it was. So my question is, well, that particular wetland would take at least 50 years to regenerate, weather permitting and landowner permitting. And as it was of low value in the first place, it's very unlikely that it would return. But are there wetlands of higher value in our municipality on our map that we are retaining? Is there a sort of a value that's the threshold that we're keeping, identifying for future sort of remediation, or how have you identified these?
Yeah, okay. Through the mayor. Yeah, good question. So there's a couple of different data sets of wetlands that sort of available in public systems that are reviewed. Generally speaking, there's some data, it's in the overlay, so those areas included. I guess there's it's not that many, there's probably 10 or so that have been, I've decided to cut out, either because there's some I've noticed some aerial imagery and there's some plantation activity here that's, so the forestry system, I guess, has probably gone to the site, assessed it as a low value, and they've made a decision to do what's been done. Some of the data around wetlands, so it picks up wet farm dams and things like that. So it's been a bit of a manual process you would get off. Well, that doesn't quite seem right. Probably get rid of that. So yeah, probably not. There's not a real scientific approach or anything. We'll be taking a look at those value ratings or anything like that. So I'm just trying to look at what's on the ground.
You've applied common sense and looked at each one individually.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. So because of that, there'll still be something in the data set in the overlay that might not actually be a wetland there, or it might still be a farm down, but there's no easy kind of way to do that. It's an iterative process. I'm just going to do the maps.
Thank you.
Thank you. Further to that, we have a wetlands expert at UTAS, Vishnu Kala, who has worked quite deeply in this area, so we've got expertise that we can draw on, but we haven't done that for this exercise. So,
That's right. Yeah. Yeah.
okay. And is that something that we might do? Because one of the interesting characteristics of wetlands is their longevity and what might, and ephemeral wetlands. They might look like they're not wetlands, but they still serve that purpose. So, particularly through with the impact of climate change, etc. So, as we saw over the last couple of years, where generally dry areas were all of a sudden wetlands again for a couple of years. So, I'm not sure, I'm not confident that a desktop assumption is good enough for the long term, but it certainly gets us a starting point for this exercise.
Yeah, it's through the mayor. So what we'll go to the, if it passes tonight, what we'll go to the commission is data. Like, here's the source data, here's the edits that have been made to it. So it's easy to interpret that and look at or which ones have been identified to take out and get anything out. I'll certainly ask questions. I can bundle that. So if it does go through tonight, this will come back to council at the end of the public exhibition process. So I can bundle those up just so you're more aware of that, and we can review it at that time.
And given the prominence of wetlands in the area, it's likely to be further questions about it.
Good. Sorry,
Yes,
Sean.
yes.
Through there. The coastline of the Ramsar side, where there are the natural marine wetlands, is there a natural setback triggered by the fact that it's a site of international significance? It is the Ramsar site, so is there a setback that comes with that? And then the additional 40 metres of protection beyond that, or is it the edge of the Ramsar wetland and then just a standard 40 metres?
Yeah, through the mayor. So it's from the edge of the Ramsar wetland, which again is another data set. It's 100 metres from the edge of that. So and that's generally the approach. So it's, with the wetlands, it's Ramsar, it's the edge plus 100. With the others, it's the edge plus 50 metres. With the coastline, it's 40 metres either side.
Thank you.
If there's nothing else, I should put the motion for acceptance. All those in favour? Passed unanimously. Thank you very much. With that, thank you very much. We'll shut the recording. Well done.